Okay, get ready for this because we're about to dive into a simple but profoundly weird experiment that shows just how easily your brain can be tricked. It's an illusion that really makes you question what's real and what's not, even your own sense of self. Let's talk about the rubber hand illusion.
So let me just ask you this straight up. Do you think it's possible for your brain to adopt a rubber hand, a totally fake plastic object, and start to feel it as if it were your own? I know, it sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, but you're about to find out that the answer is a big, fascinating yes.
So, how on earth does this even work? Well, the setup is actually surprisingly simple, but it reveals this deep secret about the way your mind operates. Let's break down exactly how the illusion happens. All right, so picture this. First, you hide one of your hands, let's say your right hand, behind a little screen so you can't see it. Then, a super realistic looking rubber hand is placed right in front of you, exactly where your real hand would normally be. And here's the magic trick. Someone takes two paintbrushes and starts stroking both your hidden, real hand and the rubber hand you can see in perfect sync. Now, for the first few seconds, not much really happens. You feel the brush on your hidden hand, you see the brush on the rubber hand. Two separate things. But then, something really weird starts to happen. After a minute or so, that sensation of touch from your hidden hand, it feels like it starts to migrate. You start to actually feel the paintbrush on the rubber hand. It feels like it's your hand. It's wild. It is an incredibly bizarre feeling for sure. But what is actually going on inside your head? Why does your brain fall for such a simple trick? Well, it all comes down to this incredible process of deception that's happening inside your own mind. See, at the heart of this whole thing is a conflict. Your brain is getting two completely contradictory messages at the same time. Your eyes are screaming, look, that rubber hand is being stroked. But at the exact same moment, your sense of touch is reporting, hey, I'm feeling that stroking sensation right here, on my real hand. So, faced with this sensory confusion, your brain has to make a choice. It needs to create one single, coherent story of what's happening. And in this battle of the senses, guess what? Vision almost always wins. Your brain basically decides that the most logical explanation is that the hand it sees must be the one it feels. It literally rewrites its own body map right then and there to include the rubber hand. Now, this isn't just some random quirk of our perception. Nope. There's some pretty serious neuroscience that explains why our brains are so vulnerable to this illusion. So let's get into the science of it all. The entire phenomenon really just boils down to two key principles that govern how we experience the world and ourselves. One is called multisensory integration, and the other is proprioception. Okay, first up, multisensory integration. This is basically your brain's everyday job. It's constantly taking in signals from your eyes, your ears, your skin, all your senses, and weaving them together into one seamless experience of reality. The rubber hand illusion is what happens when this process gets hijacked. The brain sees the touch and feels the touch happening at the same time, and it finds that so compelling that it just smashes them together, even when one of them is coming from a fake hand. The second piece of this puzzle is proprioception. You can think of this as your body's built-in GPS. It's that intuitive sense of where your body parts are even when your eyes are closed. This illusion is so powerful that it actually overrides this fundamental sense. Your visual system basically shouts at your proprioceptive system, hey, you're wrong. The hand is over here where I can see it. Okay, so it's a really cool trick, right? But what's the bigger picture here? Why are scientists so fascinated by this simple illusion? Well, it tells us something absolutely profound about ourselves. And this right here is the main takeaway. Our sense of self, that feeling of where our body begins and ends, it feels so solid, so permanent. But this illusion proves that it's not. It's a constant dynamic construction project happening inside our heads. Your brain isn't just passively recording reality like a camera. It's an active storyteller, piecing together the version of reality that makes the most sense with the information it's got. So I'll just leave you with this final thought to chew on. If something as fundamental, as real as your own physical body can be so easily redefined by your brain, what does that say about your other perceptions? What other parts of your reality aren't nearly as solid as they seem, but are instead just a very, very convincing story your brain is telling itself?